This is CWD-84 Live, bringing you the latest news on Carers of West Dunbartonshire. Tonight's host, Claire Steele.
Good evening and welcome to CWD-84. On tonight's programme, big changes for the Carers of West Dunbartonshire team. We take a look inside the Carer Centre. How have we done? Our services and the support we provide are analysed. And just what do we plan on doing next? Find out tonight on CWD-84. Welcome to tonight's broadcast. Having assumed the role of chairperson in November 2021, it is my privilege to present my first report on behalf of Carers of West Dunbartonshire Board of Trustees. We are very proud to be able to say that we remain the key support service to unpaid carers in West Dunbartonshire, especially as we navigate our way out of the coronavirus pandemic, which has impacted so much on unpaid carers' lives. The Board of Trustees continues to meet 6 weekly throughout the year to fulfil the requirements set by the Constitution, to oversee the strategic direction of the organisation and to ensure adherence to governance practices as well as financial and risk management procedures. In line with constitutional requirements, the Board held its AGM in November 2021. All Board meetings and the AGM were held online via Zoom.
Does she know she's on mute?
We reviewed our policies, operational plan and our COVID recovery plan, and we were delighted by September 2021 the Carer Centre was reopened and we were able to offer face-to-face contact with carers in line with the safety guidance being issued by the Scottish Government. I would like to pay tribute to the team for the way in which they have embraced the new hybrid approach to working and ensured carers are offered a range of ways to engage with the organisation. Despite the challenges presented by the pandemic, we are delighted to report on a highly successful year of activity. Over 1,300 carers received support, of which 371 were new to the service. Female carers continued to be the highest represented group at 75.5% of those supported being women. The majority of carers receiving support lived with the person that they care for and provided more than 50 hours of care per week. We cross over to our operational manager, Joanne.
Thanks Claire, it has been a great year for Carers of West Dunbartonshire. As mentioned, over 1,300 carers were supported in this period. Due to the development of our social media platforms and stronger online presence, the number of carers self-identifying has steadily increased. As you can see from the increase in word-of-mouth referrals, our marketing efforts are reaching new carers. Other popular referral routes include voluntary organisations, community groups and HSCP staff. Carers of West Dunbartonshire supports unpaid carers aged 18 and above. From April 2021 to March 2022, the number of carers accessing support aged between 45 and 64 increased, as did the number of carers aged between 26 and 44 years. This increase is also noticeable in carers aged between 18 and 25 years, illustrating that the organisation is reaching more younger carers. We analysed the number of carers from a variety of genders and ethnicity. As you have already mentioned, Claire, female carers continue to access more of our support. However, the number of male carers registered with our organisation has steadily increased. There has been a continued increase in the number of carers who are responsible for the care of more than one person. This presents particular challenges. For example, different cared for conditions means different care needs and many are juggling work with caring. A grant application to Robertson Trust was successful. This will fund a post dedicated to supporting carers with multiple caring responsibilities, which Claire will explain later in the programme. Across a variety of conditions the cared for person may have, we have seen an increase. The largest increase being in physical and sensory disability. The support most accessed by carers from April 2021 to March 2022 was information and advice. Financial support in Q4 relates to the Carer Support Fund, which was made possible by Scottish Government Winter Assistance funding. Between January to March, £35,000 was allocated to 145 individual carers. Carers were assisted with food and fuel costs and other essential household costs. In 2021 to 2022, Carers of West Dunbartonshire attracted £146,000 of additional grant to provide support to local carers. Between Q1 and Q4, 119 adult carer support plans were completed, making this year a great success for Carers of West Dunbartonshire. Back to you, Claire.
The organisation remains committed to creating a supportive environment within which your staff and volunteers feel motivated and valued. We have retained your status as a living wage employer, and in February 2022 we were delighted to be awarded Carer Positive Employer Established. We also became a Plus member of GCVS, which gives our staff access to a range of wellbeing support. During the year, some roles within the team changed, with Katrina McGinnigal being seconded to the post of Short Breaks Coordinator for 18 months in November 2021. We were delighted to receive funding from Life Changes Trust and Time to Live to fund this post. Karen McGroarty and Melissa Duncan were both allocated additional hours to ensure that the 24 hours per week of carer support that Katrina provided were sustained. Let's go live to Katrina, who has been talking to a carer who received a short break.
Yes, Claire, I'm here with John, who has recently benefited from a short break. Thanks, John, for joining me. Tell me, how did you come to learn about our short breaks options?
I came to learn about the short breaks through West Dunbartonshire carers, who let me know about it, and I decided to take advantage of it, and that's what I did.
Thank you, John. And how did you find the process of applying?
The process was easy, because I was at West Dunbartonshire Council, carers told me about it. They were proactive in helping me with the application, and actually it was quite easy because it was pretty straightforward.
Thank you, John, that's great. And can you tell us a bit about where you went and what you did in your break?
Yeah, well, the hotel I got is in the west end of Edinburgh, so and very near the town centre. So obviously I went to the town centre and looked along Princess Street and Rose Street behind it, with all the pubs, like pubs galore all along. I never went to the pubs, I just walked up there, because I've been there before. But what I haven't seen before in detail was the castle, was the Scottish Parliament, which I visited, which was really good, really, really interesting. I took a walk up the Royal Mile. What an interesting place that is. Lots of touristy shops on either side all the way up, but it's still interesting because it's so multicultural. Many statues on the way, all sorts of things. Then I got lost at the top of the Royal Mile. I don't know how I got lost, but yeah, I got lost. But I enjoyed being lost because I knew I'd find my way back again. You know, it wasn't that bad. And I was in Edinburgh. It's one of my favourite cities, and I was grateful just to get to Edinburgh for a couple of days anyway.
Thank you, Joan. And finally, how did you feel the break helped you to continue your caring role?
The break helped me immediately when I came back because it was the break was a complete out of the norm for me for the past 8 years or so. So and it's one of the biggest things I've done in the 8 years because I've been so involved in caring. So it really gave me a boost when I came back, and I was kind of prepared and ready for what was to come.
Thank you for that insight, John. And back to you, Claire.
In March 2022, we were pleased to be able to offer Joanne McGinley a permanent contract with the organisation, and I would like to thank the West Dunbartonshire Health and Social Care Partnership officers involved in this work for their support in helping us ensure a smooth transition. Marketing and communication has proved vital to the organisation's growth, and development, particularly given the ever-progressing digital age in which we live. In January 2022, Jennifer McNab was appointed to the post of Marketing and Engagement Officer. Since this appointment, we have significantly strengthened our online presence through social media channels, website development, and establishing our own YouTube channels, which has proved to be a valuable way of getting information to carers. We'll return after this advert break.
Are you looking for the latest news on Carers of West Dunbartonshire? Then look no further. Carers of West Dunbartonshire are available on all modern-day social media channels, including Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. We even have a YouTube channel. Amazing! Give us a follow to stay up to date with everything from events to new services. Search at Carers of West Dun today. It's a jolly good way of keeping in touch.
Welcome back. A consequence of the pandemic is that over the last 2 years, we have seen carers take on caring responsibilities for other family members to plug the gap of service reduction. However, the effect is that it can be too great a burden and the impact on the carer is significant. The number of those in multiple caring roles has risen by 10%. Primarily, this is within the parent-carer population. These are parents who are looking after their disabled child, as well as another family member, often an elderly, frail or disabled parent. The role of the carer support worker was established to specifically focus on those that have multiple caring role responsibilities. They present with a variety of support needs, and this increased capacity will afford them the attention and dedication that it requires. We greatly appreciate the support from Robertson Trust, which awarded us £60,000 over 3 years to support this work in March 2022, and in September 2022, following some recruitment challenges, we were delighted to welcome Alison Scott to the team. And now for an update on funding with Operational Manager Joanne.
Good evening. In January 2022, winter assistance funding from the Scottish Government was used to establish a winter wellbeing fund for carers who were experiencing financial hardship. The fund supported over 220 carers who benefited from assistance with food and fuel costs, winter bedding and clothing, etc. Our range of short breaks was expanded due to an increase in time to live funding, which allowed us to increase the number of carers that we reached. Over 200 benefited from our own Time for Me grant scheme. We also became a delivery partner in the Scott Spirit Holiday Voucher Scheme in November 2021. The scheme enables carers to enjoy overnight subsidised breaks or days out in Scotland. We continue to expand the Out of Blue service, which offers carers short-term replacement care to allow them to have a break from caring. Our partnership with West Dunbartonshire Health and Social Care Partnership remains strong, and we continue to have a key role within the Carers Development Group and the Integrated Joint Board, as well as other local strategy groups and planning forums, which ensures that carers' issues are well represented. We also welcome the opportunity to be part of the HSCP's strategic planning work and look forward to its implementation. Thanks to the generosity and continued support from individual donors and fundraising activities such as a collection from the Green Wing at Clydebank Health Centre and donation from the Lennox Club, to name but a few, we were able to ensure that activities and support to carers was expanded. I would especially like to thank those families who raised donations at their loved one funeral service. We are hugely grateful for their generosity and support of our work at what is a particularly distressing time.
Fantastic. Thanks, Joanne. The board continues to work as a supportive group, and we each value the time and commitment given by our fellow trustees in overseeing the direction of the organisation. We are mindful that the financial climate for voluntary organisations continues to be a challenging one. However, with the guidance of the Finance Planning Group, we have confidence in the long-term sustainability of the services we provide. I would like to thank Frank McBride, Treasurer, for his expert financial knowledge and experience which has guided us in our financial deliberations throughout the year, and as such ensures Carers of West Dunbartonshire remains in a healthy financial situation through prudent governance. During the year, we said goodbye to Tony Meakin, trustee, but we're happy to know that we'll retain his association with the organisation by remaining a volunteer. In June 2022, we welcomed 2 new trustees, Kevin Moran. In addition to being a carer, Kevin brings a wealth of business knowledge and practical experience to the organisation, and Doreen Cochrane, who's a former carer and who is keen to avail us of our fundraising skills, an offer which we grabbed with both hands. We have a highly skilled, committed and enthusiastic team of staff and volunteers who consistently deliver high standards and who are ably led by Kim and Joanne. Therefore, it is with great pride that I end my first report as chairperson by, and on behalf of the board, extending our deep appreciation and thanks to them all. It is a pleasure working with them, and we look forward to the coming year. Stay tuned for a weather and financial update.
Good evening and welcome to this year's Statement of Financial Activity. The organisation's income in 2021-22 was £461,640. This was made up of income from charitable activity, investments and donations. Fundraising through grant applications was very successful and totalled £144,671. The restricted funding was used to scale up and develop existing projects, as well as creating new ways of supporting carers. Almost £90,000 of which was paid directly to individual carers in the form of small grants and winter support to those experiencing financial hardship. We spent a total of £446,042, which resulted in a surplus for the year of £15,598. The majority of our expenditure was attributed to charitable activity and running costs, for example, staff salaries. Staff are rewarded and recognised for the incredible work through salary reviews on an annual basis, as well as other goodwill gestures which are made throughout the year. The organisation tries to maintain 6 to 9 months running costs, and we are delighted to report that in this financial year our level of reserves remains healthy at £308,197. £56,782 of which was related to restricted funding. It is important to maintain this cover due to unforeseen circumstances, for example, like the kind of thing we have seen in recent years relating to the coronavirus pandemic. This is a level of reserves that the Board of Trustees feels is acceptable. The trustees, who are also directors for the purpose of charity law and who served during the year, are Claire Steele, chairperson, Barbara Barnes, company secretary, Frank McBride, treasurer, Lorraine McKiernan, trustee, Tony Meehan, trustee, who resigned on the 25th of November 2021 and who we were very sorry to lose, Anne McDougall, trustee, Myra Feeney, trustee, and Helen Fay, trustee. Kevin Moran joined us as a trustee and was appointed on the 31st of May 2022, shortly followed by Doreen Cochrane, trustee, who was appointed on the 6th of June 2022. We would like to thank the following grant holders for their support throughout the year. Awards for all for supporting carer-aware communities, of which the Valued Carer Initiative is a key part. Shared Care Scotland in their partnership with Visit Scotland for the Scott Spirit Holiday Voucher Scheme. The Community Mental Health and Wellbeing Fund to support our work with West Dunbartonshire Leisure Trust. Life Changes Trust in helping us support people with dementia and their carers accessing short breaks. Time to Live, which allows us to deliver short breaks in the form of microgrants to individual carers. And to Robertson Trust, who supported our dual caring post. We must also acknowledge the significant investment made by West Dunbartonshire HSCP that has been made to carer services during the year. And finally, I would like to thank Alexander Sloan for their assistance throughout the year and for the preparation of the independently examined accounts.
Hello, looking ahead into next year, we plan to increase the number of new carers that we identify by widening our reach, particularly with harder to reach groups. We will continue to play a key role in the implementation of the carer strategy and continue to ensure that carers' issues are being represented at every level by having a role in other planning forums. So if you look at our wider role in West Dunbartonshire, you will see that we will build on our collaborative work with the HSCP and continue to establish and promote Carers of West Dunbartonshire as the key contact for adult carers assessments and support plans, so definitely sunnier skies ahead. Helping carers through Blissary wins, we will promote carers' wellbeing by establishing a solid partnership with West Dunbartonshire Leisure Trust, and we will begin work on establishing a carer-aware community by developing our valued carer card. As we look further ahead into our plans, we will develop a role in support for those with multiple caring responsibilities. By establishing a fundraising group, we will revive our fundraising activities. We can see clear and sunny skies ahead as we hold our first face-to-face AGM and organisational planning day since 2019. That's your weather forecast. Have a lovely evening.